All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to this month's November Love Talks. Hey. On the Zoom meeting tonight, we have Katrishka, who is one of our founders. We have Miss Rashonda, who is another one of our founders. And we are all authors. Y'all know me, I'm Keita, and we're all authors. We wrote a book, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm very excited. But on tonight's Love Talks call, we have none other than my sis, my little sis, my friend, my homegirl, Miss Shaquila Willie. Yes. Oh, we have another one. We have Miss Michelle. She's another founder and author. We're good. Listen, Patricia, you gotta get us a background. They done did us twice already. You gotta get us a background now.
You ain't said nothing
my
but a
bookcase
word.
and my light.
You ain't said nothing but a word.
Oh Lord. She done hit us with the beach.
I love it.
I don't even want to play no more. But listen. So tonight, Love Talks again is Miss Shaquila Willie. She is from Huntsville. She's the native of Huntsville. She is a proud parent of two wonderful kids, Morgan and Jamarin. They have watched their mother do amazing things. Like, they are even doing amazing things only because they watched their mother do great things. I've watched her go from just blooming all over the place. I'm just so proud of her. She received her BS from Athens State University not too long ago. Hey, she used to work for the Huntsville Madison County Public Library for 13 years. But now she is the current unit director for J.E. Williams Boys and Girls Club. Though her work experience, she has been given the opportunity to be, directors and founders over several programs. One in such is called the Oscar Mason Young Ladies Association. It's a teen leadership program for girls ages 12 through 16. She also was able to work on the Urban Circle Book Club and Workout Wednesdays, and she ain't no joke, have all been facilitated by Miss Willie. She's also had the pleasure of speaking at the 2017 and 16 graduation from the Village of Promise. Wow. She's also received community service awards from Mount Calvary Seventh-day Adventist Church for her volunteer work in the community. She, as well, has been also given the honor of having a Woman Making History title. Ms. Willie also volunteers her time as the executive director of Woman2Woman Single Moms Ministry. Not only is that she is a great girlfriend, she loves on you like no other. She is thebomb.com. She loves to make you smile every time she walks in the room. We have always cut up, always. But her favorite saying is, can't stop, won't stop. And that is for everything that you do in life. I give to you, Miss Shaquila Willie.
Oh, thank you. Thank y'all so much. It is an honor. I am so proud of every single one of y'all. I'm proud of you, Katrishka. I'm proud of you, Keita, Michelle, Rashonda. And it is amazing how I've met everybody and connected with everybody. Like, I knew Keita from years ago from being great friends with my cousin. Katrishka, we've linked up in the last couple of years, started walking together through the Single Moms Ministry. Michelle, I had her grandbabies at the Boys and Girls Club. Wow. And Rashonda, we went through Single Moms Ministry. So I got a different path with all y'all, and I love y'all, and I'm so proud of y'all. I feel like I'm sitting on a celebrity platform being on this Zoom with y'all tonight. Yes.
We love you too. Love you too.
And I got my book, so I'm excited.
Thank you.
As I was preparing for this, I called Keita. I was like, oh Lord, Keita, I got so much anxiety. It happens all the time. I talk all the time. I do this for the single moms ministry. I do it on my own personal page. I do it daily at the Boys and Girls Club. I lead people all the time. So why is this happening? Even from me not being able to do it on my own phone. So I told Keita, I was like, it's anxiety. And I knew it was the enemy immediately. So I kept saying, what am I going to talk about? And the entire time, God kept saying, if you only knew. I was like, if you only knew, if you only knew. And I'm like, what are you trying to say to me? And then it came up, what is love? And I was like, what is love? What is love? And I'm kind of like, Keita does this too. Y'all kind of look off when I'm thinking. So I'm like, Keita, every time I say a word or you say a word, I may come up with a song. So the song that came up was by V. Bosman, What is Love? If you're not here with me, what is love? Can't sing, but that song. And so tonight, your group is called Love Beyond. And I didn't want to do this out of self, but I wanted to do this out of what God had for this platform. Because it's amazing, and it is amazing for people to speak out and tell their story in different walks. So I'm gonna give you a little bit about my story and why God gave me what is love. So I had to define love, because if you know, in the world we live in, love is described in many different ways. At 5, you're gonna think love is one thing when mommy gives you cookies. I mean, at 10, you're gonna think mommy love you when she lets you stay up longer. And as you go older, your definition of love changes. So I looked up in a dictionary, and love was defined as, in the Webster Dictionary, is an intense feeling of deep affection. And I was like, okay, I can see that. Yeah. And so I was thinking about the last time I had a deep affection feeling, or that kind of love. I was like, dang, that was when I was in a toxic relationship. You know, that's what I thought love was. So then I had to get another definition of love. And it was, I looked up what love meant in the Bible. And the first thing it said beside love was agape. And so it said love is patient, love is not envious and boastful or arrogant or rude. And I was like, that's love. That's love. And so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story. What is love? Is what I'm giving to y'all tonight. Love to me was this fine, muscular, bearded, and chocolate man. That was love. It didn't say anything about being patient or kind. It said the eyes saw love, and I immediately was attracted. The outer appearance, the chemistry, and the gray sweatpants had me dodging all the red flags because I thought I was in love. You know, every time that came my way, I was, oh, that wasn't for me. Oh, no, that wasn't for me either. And so I knew that love was not the love that I needed, but it was the love that I wanted and I desired at that time. So looking past all the red flags that I saw when I was in the relationship, I felt like I fell in love with the enemy, because it was making me turn into somebody that I wasn't. And I couldn't even understand. Sorry. You did. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Keita.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, sorry. So it made me it made me feel like I was falling in love with the enemy, because where I thought I was loving on somebody, it was changing who I was as an individual. And the crazy thing about this relationship was it wasn't abusive. It wasn't abusive a relationship where he was physically putting his hands on me. And then it wasn't even so when you think about, let me go back. When you think about abuse, I only thought about abuse as physical, because that's what I saw growing up. So I was like, he ain't putting his hands on me. What is he doing to me? He's a good man. You know, he got that beard. You know, he got the sweatpants, you know. And so I didn't know that I was being abused mentally and physically. And study shows that emotional abuse is more powerful than physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And I can attest to that because it was times in that toxic relationship that I literally wanted the black eye instead of being trapped inside of my head, mentally abused.
Yes.
So I don't know how many of y'all have that testimony, but that was my testimony. And that was a battle within itself because you lose. I mean, my confidence was down. I mean, I was Miss Can't Stop, Won't Stop. What are you talking about? Me? You know, somebody mentally or doing something to me, but I didn't realize that I was mentally and emotionally abused until I was too deep into the relationship. And I looked in the mirror one day and I couldn't recognize myself. And people were saying things to me, you're so beautiful and you're this and you're that. And I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything until he said it to me.
Wow.
If I wasn't getting a text from him saying, you're beautiful, I was weak for the day, y'all. Literally, I was dead. And then if he texted me and said, good morning, beautiful, it was something inside of me that would light up inside of me. That's how mentally abused I was and emotionally abused. I had become toxic to everybody around me. I was a Debbie Downer. I was celebrating people, but I really wasn't there. I was insecure. I felt lonely and I had kids. Who feels lonely with kids?
Right.
You know, how do you feel lonely with kids? So I actually became accustomed to the abuse. And if it wasn't happening, it didn't seem normal to me. And I never thought that I would ever get in a situation like that. So that's my introduction, Keita. If you want me to continue on, I have a little bit more, or do you want to open it up for girls talk? Or
you can go ahead and continue.
It's your platform.
Yeah, go ahead, okay. Girl. We good. You jump.
Okay. Everybody around me just kind of like couldn't believe that I had fallen so short. And they like, Shaquila, you just got to pick yourself up. You got to get yourself together. You need to go and pray. And I'm just like, y'all don't understand. Like, I wish I can get you to understand what you see on the outside is not what's going on the inside of me. And inside of me, y'all, I was torn. I was broken. I was little. My room was my safe place. I mean, it was to the point where I was too shameful. I didn't have like a black eye. I didn't have a busted lip, but I was ashamed to even be in church because mentally I couldn't stay there. Like, I just always wanted to be at a dark place, snuggled in my bed, on my pillow and stuff. And like I said before, sometimes I wanted the black eye. And I had a never ending battle in my head daily, but God. So it was so crazy. I would even turn to YouTube, y'all, like watching all these soul tie breaking videos. Like, God, you got to get this off of me. I mean, I was playing mind games with myself because one day I was blocking them and the next day I was unblocking them. And it was like, girl, what are you doing? I'm in there looking how to read narcissistic people, watching videos at night, like taking self-healing classes. And every little thing, I mean, it could be a great Challenger riding by and y'all, it just messed up my whole mood. That's how emotionally and mentally abused I was. It would detour my whole mood. Beards, I didn't even like beards after that. Literally. But the hardest thing was for people not to understand. And because y'all have this platform where you understand the pain, you know, it was something for somebody to be like, girl, go on and leave, or girl, you should know better. You seen the red flags, or girl, go on and pray, or you will find better. But when you're in that, you don't see none of that. Right. And people don't understand, like, physical, mental, emotionally, abuse is real and it is hard. And the last thing somebody needs to hear is, you know better, or girl, move on, block them. Just, that's not, it's easier said than done. Right. And I tried everything. I would journal. People was like, write down your emotions, go to counseling. You know, sometimes counseling was worse for me. you know. So you got to I had to find balance, but it was one day I listened to Sarah Jakes, and Lord knows I love Sarah Jakes. And she was like, get up, girl. I know y'all probably didn't heard that. Get up, girl, get up. That pushed me. And then staying connected to Woman2Woman, because when you're going through a dark place, it pulls you away from your friends, your family. It pulls you away from ministry. One thing I held dearly to was the Woman2Woman Single Moms ministry, because it held me accountable. And I knew if I was accountable that I wouldn't completely slip and make the wrong move. So yeah, I am so thankful for the platform, because it needs to be heard. It's time. And people are dealing with it secretly, and it's affecting households, not just us, but it's affecting the kids as well. It's affecting the kids. I didn't realize how it affected my kids until we sat down and have conversations, and those are hard conversations. But today I can say that I am healed. My advice would be to anyone that is physically, mentally, or emotionally abused, it's the first to admit that you hurt. Don't hide those feelings. One thing I told my friends, if I had a moment, I say, let me have this moment. Before you say, girl, wipe your face, let me have my moment. And if you know me, I don't stay in it. I have that moment and I move on. And I'm going to be silly and joking and, saying other things, but have that moment, but don't stay in it. If you need to scream, scream, but go praise God after that. And give yourself time to heal. It's okay to remove yourself from things, but don't remove yourself from the things and the people that push you, because you need them. They may not understand. One thing I had to understand was everybody's not going to understand, and it is okay. That's why it's different seasons of your life where God will give you different people. And so God will line you up. Me not knowing that, y'all, emotionally, it took me to another place, because I was emotionally abused, but I also had to go through the process of calling off an entire engagement. So I literally went through like a death, complete death, like having to tell family, people disappointed, his family turned on me. It was like a whole nother thing. But go through the emotions. The people that come on your life in the season, people are going to leave because they can't help you. So don't get offended when people leave for that season, because you need different people on different seasons of life. And it took me a long time to understand it. I used to get mad, why she ain't called and checked on me? Maybe she don't understand you. And maybe you're going to get frustrated because she can't understand you. So she might not need to call you in this season. So, and just keep pushing. Can't stop, won't stop. It is hard, but it does get better. It does get better. And there's plenty of beards and gray sweatpants out there. No, I'm just like,
yeah, it is. It really is. So listen, so you said, you have different women for different seasons. I don't know, Minister McLeod, if that was one of your sermons like way back when. I want to say it was either you or Rashida that talked about, you have different friends for different seasons, and it's okay. It's all right to, let people go and move on. My question is, how hard was it? Because when you're going through something and it's time to not only let a relationship go, but then to let a so-called friend go, how hard is it to do that when you're coming out of going through what you're going through?
When you never been through it, it's very hard because you don't understand it. And now when I go through my different walks and seasons of life, it's better to understand, but it's hurtful. It makes you feel even lower. And one thing I asked God on my journey, I was like, God, let me feel all of this so I don't have to go through it again. Like, I want to feel the hurt, the pain, exactly how that person felt, because my ex kept saying that he was hurt. So I was like, let me feel the pain that he felt. So I don't ever do it again. But seeing your friends leave and not be in that season of life with you, it hurts you because you expect them to be there. And God sent me a group of friends that I haven't been friends with very long. Like, the diversity that surrounded me was women that you would never put me with on a daily basis. So yeah, it was hurtful, but I understand now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was for your good. Yeah. It was for your good to strengthen you.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's very important to have people to hold you accountable as well, because there's nothing like going through something and you've already shut down everybody, but then you have that one person that's going to be like, you know what? You can cry right now. I'm going to give you that right now. But guess what? Tomorrow is a new day and let's get started. Let's do something else. What do you have planned for the future? We ain't studying Chris Brown no more. We on Kevin Gates. What are we focusing on?
Yeah.
From this point forward, you have to have friends like that, because some people will keep you in their mess to keep them happy.
Oh yeah.
That's
it
true.
makes them happy to see you in your mess.
At the same time, you have to have friends that trust your process. So you have to have friends that allow you to go through whatever your grieving process looks like. Because some people can do what Shaquila did, which is great, to be able to be like, you know what, I'm going to go through. Let me have this moment and go through it. And, tomorrow or in 2 days, I'm going to be fine. But some people, they need, they might need a week. They might need 2, 3 days, 4 days. But at this, you just need to know who you can go to. You need to be able to have that correct friend circle around you. Like you were saying, you got to have that those correct friends around you to be able to support you through it in the most appropriate way.
Right.
And that's very good. And I literally drained my friends so much, y'all. I couldn't even go to them no more. I was starting to sound insane to them because I was telling them one thing, but I was doing another thing because I was so toxic. So I had to get to a point where nobody wanted to be bothered with me. Nobody wanted to hear my story no more. Nobody. I was like the little boy who cried wolf, and it was just like, because they didn't understand the getting out was the hard part. Like, I never thought I would get out of it. And so it got to a point where there was nobody. My kids was leaving the house. They was calling their daddy. I was like, what I do? Like, what I need to change as a mama. So God had to get me to a place. I was sitting in this house. My kids will be gone for an entire week. And so I drained my friends. I drained my kids. I drained literally everybody around me with prayers. And it was like, when I listened to that Sarah J's Girl Get Up, it was time for me to pray for myself. So he stripped me completely of everything. And that was like y'all, I ain't never been persecuted like that ever. But it was necessary.
I know for me, because I know your story, but how is it that you were able to, after you've gotten out the relationship and everything, because again, you were, in the process of, you was engaged. How do you fight through? Because like for me, when I was married, the city was small, Anderson is small. So, and my family is big. So, to marry into, what I was in, and then to be humiliated, the way that I was humiliated, how do you come back for that? For me, I moved. I moved here. How is it for you that, I'm not saying that you were humiliated, but how do you fight back from that and then show face?
Really, nobody ever knew unless you was close to me what was going on. I made a post on Facebook about it, but it was kind of subliminal. It was one of those, if you don't read it to the end, you don't know what I'm talking about anyways. And so if you knew me, you knew what was going on. A lot of people still be asking me, aren't you married? So the humiliation was another part of the journey, because y'all wouldn't believe it, but I called the engagement off in November. Here we are going into March, the month of the wedding, 5 months later, and I forgot to cancel the DJ. He calls me. So where I thought I was healing, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to cancel with you. So it came back to me. And so on the journey, it was what I'm basically saying is, on that journey, Keita, it took me so long because it wasn't a public announcement. So I had to kind of relive my story every time somebody asked the question about me being engaged, or when I'm getting married, or I thought you was this. And it was just like, oh Lord, here we go. And it was nobody's business, but
people are nosy.
Yeah.
I
And with
hate when
me
people be
being
like,
known, it was even with me
yeah,
being known in a community, from going leading my Omala girls to them excited about me getting married. Um, it was dang, I ain't even never really thought about that. But yeah, that was hard.
it's
That was
hard,
hard too.
but listen, like you said, nobody knew.
Mm-mm.
You were able
And
to really fight through that, for real, fight through that, because some people do lose their whole complete mind over something that wasn't meant for you. God pulled you out of a situation real quick before you can even get wrapped up in it, because it's so much easier not to marry you than to marry you and have to divorce you and
right.
the court system to get you away from me. So that by itself was a no.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, everybody that's been joining. Does anybody have any questions?
Hey, Ashley, Claudia, Shadana.
Hey.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
You guys
Welcome.
still in the house?
Hey there.
Hi.
So I'll ask the question. So how did you know that you were healed, that you had honestly recovered from that trauma?
Whew. It was a long time. Like healing it's a process. And it took me about 2 years. But I knew I was healed when my routine became as strong as it was after I had my heart attack. Like my drive for everything, like I had lost my passion for everything I did. But when my drive came back to want to motivate people and encourage people, I knew I was healed then. Because for a while I was doing stuff, but I was just doing it. I was numb to it. So it was during the pandemic when I completely healed. They told us on March the 13th, they canceled my key card and they told us that we couldn't get back in the building until further notice. And so it forced me to have a close relationship with my kids because we had nowhere to go. We couldn't do anything. I wasn't working. They weren't in school. So we developed a relationship. I started coming out of my room, more congregating with the kids. And it was about May when I had some relief because the world was quiet. I couldn't go run to no friends. I couldn't really go hang out if I wanted to go hang out. And I had to really stay to myself. It wasn't church to go to, I wasn't praise dancing. So everything, the job was not there. The job was my, our job sometimes can be our comfort or our coping place. Safe zone. Then I had, the praise dance team. That was like a safe zone. And all my safe zones were gone. And it was like in May, I had to really enjoy being around me. And so I spent, April being around me. I even had a quarantine birthday party and I was supposed to be in Jamaica. But when I knew and I put on my outfit, I was supposed to have it on Jamaica. And I got up and my mom came over and my brothers came over with a birthday cake. Y'all, I was just like, you know what, I gotta live. And it was when I completely, well, I ain't gonna say completely because some things you think you heal from, you're not. But I knew I was healed around May. It was in May. So the pandemic really helped me because it stripped all my little comfort zones away. So, yeah.
That's good. So you knew it. So was there an indicator? Was there the aha moment? Was that when you got your drive back? So that's when you knew, when you felt that your recovery had begun to really take place, when you started to feel like yourself again. Because you said you had lost yourself, you didn't recognize yourself, who you were. So you had to basically, get yourself back together, put yourself back together again.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. That's good. That's key. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Right. So last question for me. I know that you had a heart attack and you was able to bounce back from that, like no problem. Then then you have this experience. Which one made you stronger?
Woo.
That's a good question.
Dang.
They both got to deal with your heart.
Okay. It depends on what you're asking about. Like, I would say both, in two different ways. The heart attack baby developed my purpose, like helping people, motivating people, and showing me that I can overcome anything. The relationship made me heal and dig deeper into my past and try to fight some of these generational curses off that I didn't know. I mean, when I talk about the healing process, I had to go all the way down and talk to the 11-year-old girl in me. I was like, I didn't know she was still bothered. Like, where you come from? Like, I had to have a one-on-one with her, and I got that from Cresslin. What's Cresslin last name? Fuller. Cresslin. I went through her class, and she was like, go look at that 12-year-old little girl in the mirror. And I was like, is this some kind of joke or something? You know? And she said, look at her and talk to her. And I was like, okay. It took me like 2 or 3 times, but so I would say, this relationship did, Keita, for real. This situation actually made me stronger. Because I actually feel grown. Like, I was like, now I feel like a grown woman.
I can see that the heart attack strengthened your body. It strengthened your core. So that when you came into this situation, you was able to depend on you to heal you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. That was a good question, girl. That was good.
It was.
I'm trying to be like y'all. See, y'all did that. I'm gonna try to be like y'all when I grow up. Listen, we thank you. I don't know if anybody has any other questions. Anybody else? All right. So listen, we thank you, Miss Shaquila, for sharing with us.
Thank
this
you.
was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And you know I love you. So we thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you are not following, I don't know, I guess Miss Claudia, Miss Ashley, thank y'all for joining.
Yeah.
But if you're not following Miss Shaquila on her personal page, you probably need to do that because she is forever shooting some good knowledge every day. And like we said, she does the women's page as well. And it's some good conversation. So you want to follow that. And you want to follow Love Beyond.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
absolutely.
I enjoyed this. You all shared some great stuff. I know Shaquila. She's a wonderful human being, and she has a lot to offer. So
yes,
she's awesome. She's a wise young lady.
Yes, she is.
Thank you, Miss Claudia.
You're so welcome. Hey, I came on because I saw it on Facebook and I saw your face. I said, I'm going to join.
Aww.
Girl.
Me and Miss Claudia did, she used to do the nutrition part. I started the workout Wednesday that I used to offer to the women for free. And Miss Claudia did the nutrition part. So that's how we have our relationship.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, since this is Girl Talk, can I ask Miss Claudia a question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Claudia, I lost 2 pounds of
She's still
weight,
on her 2 pounds.
but I gained body fat. What was that about? My body fat increased.
Well, are you exercising?
No, I didn't during that time. No.
Oh, okay. Well, exercising will help with the body fat. I did this program because I work with North Alabama Coalition Care, and it was a short-term thing. I'm not the best expert on weight loss because I battle with it myself. But you know what? It's the old adage: weight, exercise, and diet. There's no shortcut. I've been a member of Weight for years. They take my money every month because I have to be accountable to somebody. But right now, Shaquila, COVID, I see what COVID has done for you. But I got my certification as a life coach in personal and professional development and relationships.
Nice.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but I love Shaquila, and I just love she's so wise, and she has
She is.
yeah. So y'all keep doing this. This is great, and
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
empowering. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. So, Ms. Shaquila, we thank you for joining us and hosting our November talk. Go ahead and plug in next month. I don't have a date yet, but we're going into the holidays. And guess what you're going to do? Spend some money. Y'all probably already done bought the little PS5 too. You'll spend some unnecessary money. So, for the December talks, we have Miss Latoya Whitfield.
Woo!
She's gonna get y'all budgets together.
Toya is
Y'all credit right.
Real
yes.
quick.
So she will be in here on December. So you don't want to miss that. And again, thank y'all for joining us and coming in with us. I'm gonna let y'all go so y'all can go watch Jeezy and Gucci. Whatever.
Kia, I got a question.
Yes,
Are you Jeezy or Gucci?
I'm Jeezy.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
was about to say
Jeezy.
Keita. Okay.
I'm Jeezy. Who else got Jeezy? Let me just.
Y'all got to fill me in. What is that?
All right, I'm out of the loop.
Oh Lord,
Oh,
Auntie, it's rappers. They're doing verses tonight.
Oh.
you
Look
talking
at
about
Auntie.
who's that? Gucci Man? That's the man name is?
Yeah.
The Gucci Man?
That's the one.
Oh, and Jeezy, who is that? Jay-Z?
It's the snowman.
Snowman? Okay. So they battling tonight.
Yeah.
All right. I ain't either one then. I don't know them.
You don't know either one.
I
You
don't
just,
know
at
them,
least you
Mom.
know Gucci.
Okay, I'm gonna drop the playlist in the group me, okay?
Right. We'll listen to it later.
Lord have mercy. As long as it, no, I ain't even gonna say that. Because you know she love her some Kevin Gates now.
Yes, ma'am. Kevin is not versing nobody. He's doing his own.
No cap.
But yes, thank you guys. And if you have not got a book,
Get it.
get a book.
I got
Get a
mine
book.
today. I ordered mine. I'm so proud
Yes,
of y'all.
I got you. I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna bring it to you.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's got some good little stuff in it. We got some stuff to get your life right, finding your love beyond everything that you've been hurt through. So yes.
Woohoo.
All right, we out of here. See y'all next month. I love you guys.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.